Welcome back, blade fans. This old sword with you once again. And here's a warning. This could be a bit of a long video. I'm guesstimating it could be up to 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes. So I know many of you will be fast forwarding to the part that you like. I won't have any links to do that, so feel free. What I am attempting to do here is taking another look at the fixed blade pocket carry idea. So haven't even counted how many I have here, and it isn't all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we got 8, I believe, unless you count differently. Small fixed blades. So these are ones that are going to most likely carry comfortably in the pocket. The one exception is going to be the TOPS Ice Dagger that you see in the center. Carrying that in a pocket and releasing it without cutting your pants is going to be a little more challenging, but we'll get to that. Everything else is a single edge and should carry easily in the pocket. The whole idea here is that either in addition to a folder, probably for most of you, or instead of a folder, we have these small fixed blades. Okay? So I'm calling it fixed blade pocket check, and you're welcome to tell me in the comments what you're carrying for a fixed blade in the pocket. There were a couple of these, namely the Sea Snake, designed by Mike Emler, an Artisan knife, and the ROUT over here are ones that came equipped with a chain. I'm not a big fan of neck knives. You may be, but I'm not planning on carrying any of these around the neck. The whole concept here is to carry them in the pocket. So I'm going to move through these one by one, kind of give you my take on what I like about them, what I don't like about them for this purpose. Now, some of them may work out just perfectly on the belt, but not in the pocket. So that's another option. And I didn't go to a class larger knife because they really might not carry discreetly in the pocket. Whole idea here is that it goes completely into the pocket. And depending on your pockets, some may and some may not. All right. So I've taken 3 minutes explaining everything. Let's get to them. And I will start with the Ice Dagger by TOPS. Now, this is a knife that I had, all of these, as a matter of fact, are knives that I've done individual reviews on. So I'm not going to weigh them, not going to measure them, just going to put them in the hand and talk about them a little bit. 1095 tool steel here from TOPS. As I was mentioning earlier, it's a double-edged knife. Pretty sharp, reinforced tip. I see the ring as a way to withdraw it from the sheath, and it will go either way in the sheath, which is nice. Comes with belt loops. We're not going to consider those as an option right now, although they'll easily fit inside the waistband. But it is of a good length to fit down in most pockets. You can thumb it off, just have to thumb it off high so you don't come down on that blade, but you do have a guard there that does protect you to some extent. I.C.E. stands for in case of emergency, by the way. It's not referred to any governmental agency. Nice jimping, very grippy. And again, you can get a full grip on the knife this way or point down. You need to switch it in the hand if you pull it out of your pocket, obviously. You also are not going to be able to use the ring because the sheath will come out with it. Another option for all these knives is to use a static line that you can attach here and put the other end looped through your belt. So you withdraw the whole thing, static line hits, knife comes out. This sheath is still breaking in, by the way. So that's the one double edge option for front pocket carry. One that I really like that I reviewed recently is the Tops Lioness. Stonewash finish 1095. Wish it was 154 cm because when it gets wet and hot and sweaty in the summertime, it could be prone to rust. But again, that's the choice of Tops. They seem to like that steel for most of their knives. It's a tough steel, easy to sharpen, etc. They recently did this knife in a edge-in version that they called the Unzipper. Interesting name. But this is a perfect point-down knife with the edge out. Fits in the hand perfectly with that palm swell and really a built-in guard with that major finger choil there. Lots of nice jimping. If you want to use the jimping here for detail work, you can do that as well. Fits my hand well, and I have a medium large sort of a mitt, and it will fit very well into a pocket. Thumb off with no problem. I look for that on all of these. Am I able to just pop the sheath off? And that popped quite a ways. So the idea is that the sheath stays in your pocket, knife comes out, and you do it in such a way that you don't carve the backside of your pocket out, although if it is needed under duress, who cares, right? Get another pair of pants later. Got a little groove, a little opening there for fluids to drain out, water, what have you, or other fluids. And got a lanyard hole. Very nice brown micarta handle. Smooth but not slick. Got some jimping back here as well. So that is the Tops Lioness. And that's the Rocky Mountain edition, I believe, or the Rockies edition. They do have one that comes in pink and purple. Suit your taste. This is, let's see if I can get the brand name. This is the ROUT by Elite Tactical. Sometimes branding is helpful. I did a review on this not that long ago. It is a karambit style knife. Can be used with the ring. Got plenty of room for that. And you do have a more or less perpendicular angle to the point. Lots of ways you can hold it. You can use that thumb swale there. Swale is a nice term I'm borrowing from Bob DeMarco, by the way. He'll get a kick out of that. The hole here, I'm not sure what purpose it really serves. It doesn't lock it in the sheath. The guard down here is locking it in the sheath. Comes with a removable spring clip for horizontal belt carry, but you can either remove that or just leave it on there, carry it in the pocket, and once again you got an excellent push off. Really nice. So, you know, either point up or point down blade. It's a neat little blade. It's got a lot of utility built in as well as a Marshall blade type idea. I like it. It'll hold again with or without the ring, so that part is neat, and it is short and small and compact package, as you can see. Set that aside. Oh, let's move on to the Sea Snake. As I said, this is a Mike Emler design. Very light, probably the lightest knife on the table here. A lot of utility built in, but could serve as a last-ditch defensive. Comes through extremely sharp. This is by Artisan, by the way. They're using their magical new formula AR RPM 9, I believe it is. Have to look even closer. Yeah, RPM 9. And I think it's supposed to be either close to Sandvik or close to 9CR. I'm not sure what the verdict is on that, but it's supposed to be a very good, very serviceable, very sharpenable steel. This one happens to have the tan G10 handles. Love the fact you can choke up for detail work. You can also go here. Pretty effective jimping. Not the greatest, but useful, not slippery. And if you needed to, you could go point down with that. Again, probably the lightest of the whole group. Cool thing is they actually gave you a matching Kydex sheath color. And this did come with a chain for neck knife carry. And again, it's not a direction that I go, but everybody's got their own tastes. You could put a molly clamp on there, or a clip, or a tech lock, or what have you. Easy to push off. Very nice knife. Let's go to one I reviewed fairly recently. Akeron Sanction Bastinelli knives. Bastion Cove design. There's his symbol with the raptor claw or dragon claw, I'm not sure which. Got a neat fuller running only down one side, and as with most of his knives, lots of jimping and a minimalist handle. The interesting thing about the handle is with the big finger forward, index finger forward, most medium to medium large hands start to fall off of the handle, which isn't a big deal. You still got plenty of grip. But in the point down, you get a little bit more fingers on there, which is interesting. And you can bring the thumb over the top. And it's locked in the hand. Very small sheath. Does not come with any kind of retention. That's why I think it's perfect for front pocket carry. The only modification, as I mentioned in my review on this, that I'm going to make is to raise that Kydex a little bit, so I got a push-off ramp, because you really have none there. So you could use the static line on this with a piece of paracord. Comes out relatively easy, but doesn't rattle, and it's in there really, really good. So if you wanted to go neck knife with this, you could. But this is probably one of the perfect front pocket carry knives, provided you can modify it to get that sheath off with your thumb. This one comes with a beautiful kind of a tan micarta, canvas micarta, built-in guard, and you see this particular design is sort of a Warncliffe design echoed throughout some of his clip points, his folders, his Dragotech folders, and a lot of his other knives. Just really neat design, very effective, very useful, lots of utility still available in basically what is considered to be kind of a last-ditch defensive knife. The smallest package here, though, I think comparatively it's shorter than the Sea Snake. So then that brings us to the 511 Talon by Doug Marcaida. That's still a little bit stiff coming off of there. I haven't gotten it in and out of the sheath a number of times. You might remember this review, or you can look it up. Truly a karambit knife, but the way he designed the blade, you can use it this way as well as this way, if you know what I mean. You can easily hold it pinky through. Got lots of jimping there. It's kind of a finer jimping. Got jimping behind the guard, got jimping in front of the guard. So it can be used more like a conventional straight blade, while still having that curve of the karambit. Has clear FRN scales, which is interesting. They remind me kind of Lexan. Heavily branded with 511. It is, I believe, yes, a D2 blade. And there's Doug Markaida's mark right there. So specifically designed with karambit use in mind, but also conventional point down jabbing, but even utility, you know. You could get a little utility out of that because you got that perfectly straight edge. Not sharpened on the top, although you might be able to do that. One advantage of sheath knives, you can sharpen them on the top. That brings us to two left, and this is the TwoSun TS 265, a beautiful design by Mazwan Mukhtar. I just love the shape of that blade and the milling work, CNC work. Just high enough grind. It is super, super sharp. It's a Sandvik blade. Got this almost kind of a burlap or canvas brown micarta. TwoSun's starting to do micarta, which is kind of nice as opposed to just G10. And you can get all the fingers on there, at least I can. Very effective jimping, which is back a little bit. You can lay the whole thumb on the back of the blade, Filipino style, if you want. Got a great belly on there for utility work. Got a straight edge there, a pronounced belly there, and still a very defined tip. Smaller package. Does come with a tech lock type setup. Tech lock can be removed with 2 screws. Can have a very flat package. I probably would do that for front pocket carry. That's kind of thick. If you want to put it on the belt, however, you can position it any way you want. Plenty of push off there. Really nice. I mean, that's the way it should be done. That tunnel that you see right there. And you can heat them up with a heat gun and put like a nail punch in there. Push it through a little bit, raise it up a little bit, and you can produce one if there isn't one on the sheath. Kind of like I'm going to do with the Bastinelli I showed you. Beautiful package all around, utility, everything from TwoSun. And the best part is it only costs you around 60 bucks, I think. Crazy. Last and certainly not least, Tops Poker. That has sort of a push off. I got to tell you, it's still a very tight sheath. Part of that is because the texturing on the blade is not exactly slick. So that sheath's going to take a little bit of breaking in. It does come with a horizontal belt loop out of a synthetic material. One-way snap. You could certainly hang it that way. Put a static cord on it. It's a neat knife. It was designed by, and the name escapes me, but it's in my review, head of marketing, I believe, for Tops. And 3-finger grip there. One can go on the hole, the ring. Flat blade, worn cliffy. Kind of a snub nose there. Works very easily and very well as a karambit. But will also work for utility. And I like that interesting kind of snub nose bill look that it has to it. And it is a small pocket carry package. Another one that if I didn't raise that up a little bit to push off, I would at least work it in a little bit, maybe make the sheath just slightly looser. No rattle on it though. If you don't like rattles, you're not going to have a problem with this one. So let's bring them back out again. No particular order. So there is our fixed blade front pocket check for this round. Probably will do it again sometime. Hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button at the end of this video. Best to you, this old sword, signing out.